Good evening and welcome to News 360, which comes to you live from Addis Ababa here in Accra. I am Isa Moni.
And I am Portia Gabo. Coming up, the headlines. 32-year-old restaurant owner and prophet Desmond Abrifa, who claimed to have found a cure for COVID-19, has passed 2 of the initial 3 tests conducted to determine the efficacy of his drug. A sample of his herbal products will be subjected to further analysis, including antiviral assay, to test if indeed his herbal products can be used as treatment for COVID-19.
My name is Prophet Desmond Abrifa, and I'm here to introduce a miracle herbs for COVID-19 coronavirus.
In May, TV3 News broadcast a news item on 32-year-old restaurant owner and prophet Desmond Abrifa, who claimed that he had found a herbal remedy for COVID-19.
I saw a man sitting down, and he said, "You are asking me something. What is that?" And I said, "Oh, I need the vaccine of coronavirus." So he said, "Okay." So I saw a big book, and the man was opening the book. And he just asked me, "What do you just said?" I said, "Coronavirus." So he went through the book and he saw it and he circled it. Then he said, "Okay, go to the bush." So I saw a forest over there and he said, "Go there." I took a Uber, to how do you call it, Amasamine area there. Then I go and look for these particular leaves.
He had to subject his herbal products for further testing at the Center for Research into Plant Medicine, since it had not been scientifically tested and proven to fight the coronavirus.
I'm here to present the medicine for COVID-19 coronavirus.
Have you preserved the sample? Or it needs to be preserved?
We've not done it.
So
this is a raw leaves.
Because you haven't preserved, we will keep it in the refrigerator so that it doesn't go bad.
Yes, please.
The very first experiment we will run on Desmond products is to make sure that it is safe, and we use laboratory animals for that. We check to see if it has any antiviral property. From the beginning of the process, if Desmond's products passes through all these stages, then it's worth following.
After a month, the result of the test performed on his herbal remedy is ready.
Finally, you are coming for your results. What are your expectations?
I'm praying to God that there will be a good result.
3 tests were conducted on his herbal products: acute toxicity, microbiological and phytochemical tests.
There were 3 tests that were run on the products, which was meant for treatment of COVID-19. And the first one is on the acute toxicity studies. And the report shows that it didn't show any acute toxicity, which means that when given to the rat, none of them died. The total microbial load, that is the aerobic count, you have 1.1 times 10 to the power 5. And the cutoff is 5 to the power 4, which means that what was found in the product is more than acceptable limit using a BP 2019. And then easternmost is the cutoff is 5 to the power 2, which is 500 colony forming unit. But the result we have here is 4 to the power 5, which is way above the acceptable easternmost limit, which means that microbial load in the product is too high.
However, the actual test to determine if his herbal medication is indeed efficacious against COVID-19 has not been conducted.
At the moment, we have to look at how best we can test products with it. Because at that time, the disease was still evolving and people were still gathering materials to test, even to test for the organism itself. We didn't have the culture system and all. There was a big challenge. So we decided to look at simple microbial activity of the product. That will even give us an idea. That does not necessarily mean that if it's not efficacious against bacterial strain, it will not be efficacious against virus. What it means that, you see the last comment, a sample of the product may be subject to further analysis, including antiviral assay, which we have prepared to do. We are in discussion with other institutions, which now have the system to test the product. However, we cannot go for it because microbial load is too high, which is the first screening stage. He has to work on that one before we can look at the other, because by the time you finish analysis, it's already gone bad, which is not good enough.
But there's still hope for the product.
Yes, there's still hope for the product, because it's plant origin is not toxic, so we can still do further study.
Head of the microbiology department at the Center for Plant Medicine Research encouraged other herbalists to emulate the example of Prophet Desmond. So what's the next step for Prophet Desmond?
I think he said we can do the further. So I'm looking forward where the next steps. That's all.
Were you disappointed or anything?
Well, I was not understand the whole thing, how I was reading it. So I think in the right time, we just look at it.
TV3 News will continue to update viewers on the progress of the tests.